أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم and Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Munra Tarifak. I am a foundational student at Renault School Islamabad Baraboo campus. So we are today. Hey Maya, can you hear me?
Wa alaikum assalam, Mamna. I'm really happy to meet you, and I'm excited to help you with your studies. Just let me know what subject or topic you'd like to start with today, and we'll go step by step.
Okay, my topic is solar system. My first question is how big is the sun compared to Earth?
Earth, and you could fit around 1.3 million Earths inside the sun.
Okay, my next question is where does the sun heat come from?
Ah, good question. The sun's heat comes from nuclear fusion in its core. Hydrogen atoms fuse together to form helium heat.
Question is what is true color on the sun?
Ah, good question. The sun actually emits all colors of light. So in space, it's basically white. We see it as yellow from Earth because our atmosphere scatters the light.
Okay, so my next question is what is space?
Ah, good question. Space is the vast, seemingly empty region beyond Earth's atmosphere. It's where all the planets, stars,
Okay,
and galaxies exist. Basically, air in space because it's a vacuum. There's no atmosphere to hold air. So it's basically empty of gases and matter.
okay. So my next question is how cold in space?
Ah, good question. So space as we know it is part of that entire cosmic history.
Okay. My next question is why is there travel nowhere on the space?
Like planets because of gravity orbit their planets.
Okay. My next question is why is lifespan on the sun?
Ah, good question. The sun is about 4.6 billion years old, and it's expected to keep shining for another 5 billion years or so before it runs out of fuel and expands into a red giant.
Okay. My next question is will the sun ever explode on the sun?
Ah, good question. Yes, the sun's energy does eventually flow out into space. As the sun radiates the solar system, which is what keeps all the planets warm.
Okay. My next question is why what is solar energy?
Of course. Ah, good question. The solar system is a group of celestial bodies, including the sun, planets, moons, asteroids, comets, and all the objects that orbit the sun, bound by its gravity.
Okay. My next question is will the sun ever explode on the moon?
Yes, good question. The sun is actually in about 5 billion years, it will run out of fuel.
Okay. My next question is, who was the first
Of
person in
course.
space?
Go ahead with your next. Ah, great question. The first person in space was Yuri Gagarin. He was a Soviet cosmonaut and he orbited Earth on April 12th, 1961.
Okay. My next question is, who was the first person on Moon?
Apollo 11 in 1969, and he was the first to step onto the lunar surface.
Okay. My next question is, who was the first person on Moon? Space?
Good question. The first person in space was actually Yuri Gagarin, but the first person on the moon was Neil Armstrong, who went there during the Apollo 11 mission in 1969.
Okay. My next question is, what is NASA?
Good question. NASA stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Aeronautics.
Okay, my next question is, who do work?
Good question. The Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Scientists have figured this out by studying the oldest rocks and minerals on Earth, as well as using radiometry. Good question. A satellite is any object that orbits around a larger body. It can be natural, like our moon, or artificial, like man-made satellites that we use.
Okay, my next question
For
is,
communication.
who ocean?
Of
What
course.
does the N asteroid do?
Good question. Space pollution refers to all the debris we've put into orbit, tiny fragments, mostly found between Mars and Jupiter. So one is human-made junk, and the of course.
How long do space mission last?
Good question. Space itself doesn't really cool down since it's a vacuum, but over time, as the universe expands, the leftover heat from the Big Bang spreads out. So the overall temperature of space.
Okay, so my next question is what is gravity?
Ah,
Okay, so my next question is, what is GPS? What is why do does Earth orbit the sun?
gravity. The sun's gravity pulls on Earth.
Okay. My next question is, how are days, night, and format? Okay. My next question is, why season change?
Ah, good question. Seasons change because of Earth's tilt. As Earth orbits the sun, get more direct sunlight at different times of the year, creating seasons.
Okay. So my next question is, what is an orbit?
Of ah, good question. An orbit is the curved path that an object takes as it moves around another object due to gravity. For example, the moon orbits Earth and Earth orbits the sun.
Okay. My next question.
Ah, good question. A black hole is a region in space where gravity is so strong that nothing from it. They form when very massive stars collapse.
Okay. So my next question.
I'm sorry,
Galaxy.
but you've hit
Galaxy.
the daily limit for advanced voice.
Okay. My next question is, what is Milky Way? Okay. My next question is, how big? Okay. Okay. Please give me answer. Okay. So my next question is, do aliens exist? Sarah, please give me answer. Dennis, what is Metroid?
Metroid is this classic video game series, mostly action adventure, where you play as Samus Aran, this bounty hunter who's got a really cool power suit. The first game came out in 1986, so it's been around for a while. It's known for its kind of spooky, isolated atmosphere and how you explore these alien worlds. Have you played much in that genre before?
Okay. My next question is, what would happen is thus if the sun dispart?
If the sun, the actual sun, just stopped, it would be a pretty object orbiting the sun, smaller than a planet. Think of them as these space rocks floating around, mostly in the belt between Mars and Jupiter. They're leftovers from when the solar system was forming, stuff that never quite came together into a full planet. Anything else you'd like to know about them?
Okay. My next question is, what would happen if Earth sports
I'm not sure I caught that clearly. Did you mean stops rotating instead of sports? Like, what would happen if Earth just stopped spinning?
Okay. My next question is,
If Earth
cloud there be life on Mars?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Okay.
Scientists think there's a good chance there might be microbial life, like bacteria on Mars. They've found evidence of water in the past and maybe even present day water deep underground. Where there's water, there's potentially life, but we haven't found anything definitive yet. Missions like the Perseverance rover are actively looking for signs. What makes you curious about life on Mars specifically?
Okay. My next question is, can humans live on other planet?
Other planets, you mean? Like, could we send a signal and hear back from intelligent life? It's possible in theory, but the distances are enormous. Even sending a signal to the nearest potentially habitable planet would take years, and then we'd have to wait years again for a reply. No confirmed detections yet, though. Are you thinking about the SETI project or something similar?
Okay. My next question is, why is there on sound in space?
Sound needs something to travel through, like air, water, or solid material. Space is mostly vacuum, which means there's almost nothing there for sound waves to move through. So in space, sound can't travel the way it does on Earth. That's why movies showing spaceship explosions with sound are kind of fake. Be completely silent out there.
Okay. My next question is, what would happen if you landed on Jupiter?
Ah, you mean landed on Jupiter? That would be not good. Jupiter's made of gas, mostly hydrogen and helium, so there's no surface to land on in the first place. You'd fall through the atmosphere, getting crushed by enormous pressure and whipped around by crazy storms until you were eventually compressed to nothing. It's not really a place where landing is an option. Pretty brutal,
Okay.
honestly. What's your next question?
My next question is, can you walking on Saturn's ring?
I'm not sure I caught that clearly. Can I try rewording that question to make sure I understand what you're asking?
Okay. My next question
Can you
is,
repeat your
can
question?
human build house on the moon?
Theoretically, yes, but practically, super tricky. You'd need materials, which would be expensive to transport from Earth. The moon has dust that's really abrasive, so it could damage equipment. Radiation is also a problem, and you'd need airtight, pressurized structures to keep people alive. Plus, building in low gravity would be pretty different from what we're used to here on Earth. It's more likely people would 3D print structures using lunar materials
How
eventually, but
at space and survival?
that's a deep question. Survival comes down to basic needs, food, cooperate, and keep your head in tough situations. What about survival? Are you curious about just basic wilderness skills or more of the bigger picture of what it means to survive as humans?
Okay. When was the solar system formed?
A solar system formed about 4.6 billion years ago, roughly 4.568 billion years. Everything started with a big cloud of gas and dust called a solar nebula. Gravity pulled it all together, forming the sun in the center, and then eventually the planets, asteroids, and other stuff orbiting around it.
Okay.
It was a pretty chaotic process of years. Does that make sense? Or are you curious about the details of how the planets formed specifically? Still with me, Toshi? You went quiet for a bit there.
Okay. My next question is what
Just
is
checking in.
Big Bench?
Big bench is a term that's used in the bodybuilding community to refer to extremely heavy bench pressing, pushing heavy weight while lying on a bench. It's a big deal for serious weightlifters who are really focused on strength. Do you know someone who's into weightlifting?
My next question is how were planet formed?
So, planets formed from leftover gas and dust orbiting the sun. Started with that giant spinning cloud. What was left after the sun ignited? The dust particles started colliding and sticking together, forming larger and larger clumps. Eventually, these clumps got massive enough that gravity pulled in even more material, growing into the planets we know today. It took millions of years, but that's the basic idea.
Okay. My next question is how old is Earth?
How old is what? The solar system? Or the planets?
Okay. What is light Earth?
Light Earth could mean a few things. You might be thinking of Earth's weight compared to other planets. We're relatively light for a rocky planet. Or maybe you mean light as in the opposite of dark, like daytime? Or are you asking about something else entirely?
Okay. My next question is
Just trying to figure out what
how does telephone work?
telephone. That's a good one. Basically, when you talk into the phone, your voice turns into an electrical signal. The phone sends that signal through wires to the person you're calling. Their phone then turns that electrical signal back into sound so they can hear you. The way that works today looks different. Cell phones use radio waves instead of wires. But that's how it works.
My next question is does time move slower in space?
I think you're asking if time moves slower in space. It actually does, but it's more complicated than just space as a general idea. Time slows down when you're moving faster. That's called time dilation. The faster you go, the slower time passes for you relative to someone who's standing still. So for astronauts on the ISS moving at high speeds, time is moving just a tiny bit slower for them than it is for us on Earth.
Okay, bye bye. So my time is over and I hope you like it. See you in the next one and Allah Hafiz.